Hey everyone, Ryan Casey here for MASSP, bringing you this month's Tech Bite, which is on Grammarly, a free online extension that you can use to help make sure that all of your written communications are error-free. If you're like me, which is not an English teacher, I would always rely maybe on English teachers in my building to help me with some of my more important documents that I was sending out to parents or maybe the community. And one day, I think I had an English teacher that just got tired at proofreading some of my documents, and he suggested that I check out Grammarly. It was a free tool that he used, as well as all of his English students used every day in the classroom, and I checked it out, and guess what? It works. So today I'm going to show you this resource, and we're going to walk through a couple different things, including how to use Grammarly to actually correct your spelling or grammar mistakes, how to use the program to actually explain what the error is or why it's occurring and why it's wrong or incorrect, how to use their free writing performance progress report tool that gets emailed to you each and every week, and finally some additional features as well as some pros and cons to the resource. So let's get started. Grammarly works by installing as an add-on into your web browser. This works in both Google Chrome or the Safari browsers. Right now I'm using Chrome, and if you look to the upper right corner of my browser, I have this green little G or Grammarly logo. That lets me know that Grammarly is reading the page I'm on and can help edit and proof what I'm working on. Grammarly is considered, again, one of those freemium resources, meaning that you simply just sign up, create an account to use its basic features. It's free and it does a really nice job. Of course, if you want to use additional features or some of the premium features, you would have to pay for a monthly subscription. So that's something that's important to note about Grammarly. So let's go ahead and take a look, see how it actually works. Right now I have an email set up on my page, and you will notice the familiar kind of red markings that you're used to seeing in Microsoft Word or Google Docs. The only difference here is if you want to make a change or a fix or see what the issue is, you simply hover the mouse over the red line or the word. All right, you don't right click. You just hover over it with the mouse. And it's going to give you, it's going to identify the issue. In this case, it says change the verb form. It gives the correct correction that needs to be made. You still can ignore it if you think your writing is correct or you don't want to make the change. And then you have this option that says see more in Grammarly for a further explanation. Again, I have another issue over here. This time it doesn't give me the issue because it's simply just a spelling thing. So I'm going to go ahead and click greatest to make the switch. And again, down here, it says I need to replace my punctuation. So anytime I get to an issue where I'm not sure or I don't understand why it's wrong, and this is why I like Grammarly so much over Word or Google Docs, is I can click on this option that says see more in Grammarly. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's going to open up the Grammarly editor. And you can see that it kind of expands my message right here. I can see it a little easier. It highlights what the issue is. Over on the right, it explains. So in this example, it says, it appears that the subject pronoun I and the verb wants are not in agreement. Consider changing the verb. If I want to see more examples, I can click on more, and again, it further explains it. It gives me a couple different examples of how the verb needs to change. And if you think about this, especially for English teachers or students to use, this is very powerful. So not only are they just simply going through the habit of just changing anything that they see as a red underline, they can get an explanation as to why it was incorrect or why the change needs to be made. So again, I think this is very powerful. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that because I know they're correct. Same thing here. I only needed one period. And now I can either look at more settings here on the left while I'm in the editor. You can see all the different items that Grammarly looks for in regards to spelling, grammar, punctuation, style. Otherwise, I can go right back to Gmail. My message has been fixed, and I am now ready to send this out. So pretty cool feature that you're going to want to check out in Grammarly. Another great feature of Grammarly is that users can be sent weekly writing progress reports. And these reports that come to your email inbox help explain your writing performance for the past week. It includes things like your strengths and weaknesses, word choice, and how your writing even compares to other Grammarly users from across the world. So on my screen right now, I have one of these progress reports up. you'll notice that, number one, it kind of explains your writing streak, how many weeks in a row you've been using Grammarly. You get little badges along the way. Productivity, it says that I was more productive than 89% of Grammarly users, and it even shows you how many words were checked. Accuracy, my number here, not so great, only 45%. I was more accurate. Perhaps I could look at this and say I probably need to slow down. My vocabulary, I use 91% more unique words than other Grammarly users. It also explains the top mistakes that I had. So looks like a lot of punctuation related items between a missing period, incorrect use of a comma, or a double period. And then my top spelling adversaries. So syllabus, accomplishment, and assistant. I misspelled those the most. So it's really cool because you can click to learn more about these examples of your mistakes and how to fix them. They have different stories and tips on their website that it'll take you to. So again, just a really neat feature that gets sent to you each and every week that you are using Grammarly. So as a principal, I absolutely see the importance of this and using this progress report to identify my needs and my performance in writing. Teachers could obviously use this as well, and especially the students. Think how powerful it is to be able to, again, examine and analyze your own writing and evaluate that to try and become a better writer. Especially if writing is one of your focuses in your building, you could turn this into a competition, and you could find out based on some of these statistics. Your students could do this in their classroom, or maybe the teachers and the other staff members in your building could have a little competition to see who is the most productive, accurate, or uses the best vocabulary. Although you might want to put the English teachers in their own special pool for that. But again, another great feature from Grammarly. Most of the editing that you will do in Grammarly is going to be on quick items in your email inbox or maybe even on your social media posts. But you can use it for also editing and correcting longer documents. And one reason that you'll want to consider this is because although Grammarly has some really great features with how they explain their corrections and the weekly progress reports on your writing, the biggest negative, at least to the free version of the account, is Grammarly cannot edit or correct Google Docs or Microsoft Word documents within their platform. So this is going to make an extra step. If you want to type out a longer document that's in Google Docs or Microsoft Word, you actually have to take that document and upload it to Grammarly.com for review. So it is an extra step in that process. However, because it's free, and we know how strong the editor is and how it looks for mistakes and explains the mistake to the user, I still think it's a step that's worth it. So right now, I'm at Grammarly.com signed in with my account information. I'm going to take a Google Doc that I was working on and I downloaded. Again, you could do this with a Microsoft Word document, and I'm going to upload it into the editor. And it's going to take a minute or so to analyze the document. And when it's done, it's going to take all of my text, and that's going to be on the left-hand side, and it's going to identify all of the errors in red, just like we saw on our email example. Over on the right side of the screen, as it identifies each issue, it's going to offer the correction or the suggestion and why it needs to be changed. It'll provide some examples. And even further over on the right-hand side, you'll see that they categorized the mistakes into different areas. So I have 6 different spelling mistakes, 3 different grammar-related mistakes, and then 5 related to punctuation. So, and it'll go through each one of these as a category first. So if I'm talking about spelling, it says Grammarly. Oh, I should probably capitalize that. So I can click on that and make the change. Another spelling one. Let's. And if you get to one that you say, no, I don't like that change, I want to leave it the way it is, you can always hit this dismiss icon and move on to the next one. And again, it'll take me through each one of these different examples related to spelling. And then once this category is cleared out, you'll notice over on the right-hand side, now it's going to move on to the next category, which is grammar. So I can click through the rest of these issues to fix my document. When I'm done, I can head back to my Grammarly dashboard, And now I can download this document. It's now downloaded and it's edited, and now I'm ready to send this out to my audience. So an extra step compared to being in Google Docs, but again, it's a step that's worthy because it really, again, does a great job of editing your document looking for errors. On your screen right now are some additional resources that you can check out if you want to learn more about Grammarly or how to use Grammarly in your school. I would strongly suggest that any principal or administrator watching try Grammarly out and see if it helps improve their writing. I would also introduce this to your teachers and your students if they're not already using it. As always, I would love to get some feedback as to how I'm doing on these TechBytes. If you can take a couple of minutes and go to the link that's on your screen and fill out the Google form, let me know how this tutorial went, and feel free to give me suggestions for other TechByte topics that you would like me to cover. As always, you can find all of our TechBytes on our mymassp.com website as well as our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.